Hello everybody, Dan Lucas here from Credo. Welcome to today's video. And it's day 13 in our 50 states in 50 days. And today we are doing the state of Rhode Island. Small in size, but big in heart. It was admitted to the Union on May 29th, 1790, almost 6 months after North Carolina was admitted to the Union, so that's a long lapse, a longer lapse than we've seen in the past here as we've been doing these other videos as far as time between the admission of states. But, they made it. So May 29th, 1790. And, yesterday's video about North Carolina, there was a little less tax credits than I had been hoping for. I dug around a lot and just not that much meat on the bone, but the ones they do have are good. They just don't have a lot of them. So I'm not bashing North Carolina by any means, but Rhode Island has some pretty cool credits. And again, it's not a huge long list, but it seems like it's very targeted and very generous in each credit. So I'm just going to kind of walk through these and talk a little bit about them, and time permitting, and we'll probably have another shorter type video. So there's something in Rhode Island that's called the Jobs Growth Act, and the purpose of this entire act is to provide tax incentives for employers of larger companies. And so I'm actually just going to read off this little paragraph they have here. It says, this public law, it allows companies that employ 100 or more new workers with a payroll of at least 10 million to offer their employees tax exemptions on half the money they make in bonuses. Companies offering the program would need to show that the employees make more than 125% of the state's average wage. I'm not sure what the average wage is. I have to look that up. An application for certification would be filed with the Rhode Island Economic Development Corporation. Okay, doesn't seem too complicated. And the agencies involved there are the Economic Development Corporation, the Department of Labor and Training, and the Division of Taxation. The next area is under apprenticeships. And the more I read about these apprenticeship programs, I wish they had one of these in Georgia. These are really great programs. I just think I think apprenticeship is just a lost art, and I think it used to work really well. I think it was something that wasn't broken, but we fixed it, and we shouldn't have. And I just love the concept of apprenticeship. So Rhode Island has an apprenticeship program, and the credit itself, the subsidy or the incentive, allows a tax credit of 50% of actual wages paid to a qualifying apprentice, or $4,800, whichever is less. So the trick there is you just have to have a qualifying apprentice, and then the catch is that before you get all excited about the 50% of wages, you just have to realize that it's capped at $4,800. Still, that's a lot of money. And so if it's a part-time person, I'd have to see what a qualifying apprentice is, but that's a lot of money. And of course, you can use it against your state taxes. I mean, you're going to knock out a lot of that state tax with credits like that. Remember, it's not you're not talking about your federal bill, you're talking about your state bill. Let's see. So if we look a little bit into what the apprentice is, let's just look at a little bit of detail since we have some time here. And there are a couple sentences here I'm just going to read straight from the site. Employers that hire an apprentice as a machine tool maker, machinist, model maker, gauge maker, pattern maker, plastic process technician, tool and machine setter, die sinker, mold maker, tool and die maker, and similar occupations may be eligible for a tax credit of 50% of actual wages, or $4,800, whichever is less. The apprentice must be enrolled in a registered qualified program through the Rhode Island Department of Labor and Training's State Apprenticeship Council. So, kind of blue collar, right? But, I love this kind of thing. I love this sort of, these things where, good young people can get in these types of trades and really make good money. And I love the fact that they're supporting it. So, sorry, that's a little bit of a political commentary, but I really like these apprenticeship programs. Okay, next one would be the new employment tax incentive. And purpose of this thing is to, they're allowing a tax incentive in the form of a deduction or a modification of 40% of the employee's first year wages at the $2,400 per employee. Okay, so what they are doing here, obviously, I mean, this is just like a lot of states have been doing in the past, or not in the past, but a lot of states are doing now. I mean, they're trying to spur on economic development, right? And they're trying to keep people in their state, okay? And obviously, the more citizens they have, the more money they have being spent in the state, spurs on the economy in the state, leads to more prosperity, and that prosperity leads to more tax revenue. Okay, so they can boost revenue with some of these things. A lot of these tax incentives can be looked at as investments from the eyes of the state. But anyway, I'm going to read this one off too because we have time. This one was, actually this is going back all the way to 1998. They've been doing this one. It's an incentive in the form of a deduction or modification. It's available to businesses who hire employees who are Rhode Island residents and who have been unemployed as defined in paragraph 3, section 2 of this regulation. I have to look that up. Once each employee has been employed by the business for a minimum of 52 consecutive calendar weeks, that's a year, has a minimum of 1,820 hours, it's about standard, and they have those hours are of paid employment, and they're certified by the Department of Labor and Training. Businesses are allowed to take that incentive. So, looks like they're really trying to, I mean, all of these credits and incentives that they're giving are geared towards employment. Okay, so, when you look at a state like Rhode Island, it's not known for huge industry, not known for huge commerce, et cetera, et cetera. It's obviously a very small state, but they have some very nice tax credits there. To me, they look simple. It looks like they are not overly difficult to qualify for. They're not overly difficult to apply for. If you're a Rhode Island resident, I don't think it would take you very long to skim the list of all the credits they have available. I think it'd be worth your while. And or just know that when you are hiring people or starting to hire people, those credits could be available for you. So even if you don't have the credits yet, you might have the credits in the future, and just having this little bit of knowledge will help you to know, it'll help you know or remember that when you hire somebody that you need to go back and look at these credits. And some of these are, you have to have them sort of approved in advance, or I don't know if it's approved in advance, but it seems like it's, you would go to Department of Labor and Training or the Division of Taxation or the Economic Development Corporation and apply for them or get more information on them, get them kind of registered. Almost like, it seems like it's almost like kind of registering your warranty card or something on something that you bought. Just getting it on file is helpful, and then getting some of these credits. So, yeah, but beautiful state. I have good memories of Rhode Island. A lot of it has to do with food. I think we used to go to like a seafood festival there. I can't remember what city it was in, but man, it was really beautiful. A lot of good, great boating there. Just a really, really beautiful area, and great people, great food is what I remember. So anyway, that's it for Rhode Island. So I'm going to wrap up this video for today, and tomorrow we're going to talk about Vermont. So we're going to stick in New England, and I've been to Vermont as well. Vermont's beautiful. What I remember about Vermont is picking just delicious apples and eating them right off the tree. And then after that, going to Ben & Jerry's and getting some ice cream. It's pretty good. So anyway, we're going to do Vermont tomorrow. Thank you for watching this video today. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and or liking the video, it'll get in front of more people, hopefully. If you know anybody in Rhode Island, please send this to them. I'd love to help them. If you have any questions about anything I said in this video or Rhode Island business incentives or tax credits, please put it in the comments. We're monitoring the comments, and we will dig in and get back to you on a case-by-case basis. So other than that, I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you tomorrow where we'll talk about Vermont.